today we remember our mother. She is our mother. Radharani is our mother. And Chaitanya Charitamrita says, Atte Sarva Puja Paramadevata Sarvapalika Sarva Jagatera Mata. Radharani is Paramadevata, Supreme Goddess, worshipable for everyone, protectress of all, and the mother of the entire universe. A mother sacrifices everything for the benefit of the child. So when I was preaching in Nepal, in Nepal they worship Durga as mother. So I got the question, isn't Durga our mother? I said, yes. Durga is the mother of this material body. But Radharani is the mother of our soul. So, and that person who asked the question became a devotee. In fact, he's a temple president now in one of the Nepal centers. So yeah, she's our mother. Okay, yeah, better silence for that one. Krishna is the attractive object of love, and Radha is the compassionate nature of Krishna. Supreme lover, supreme abode of love, origin of all love. We talk about love, and Radharani, she is the origin. So, how does she nurture us? She's the mercy incarnation of Krishna. She inspires us. She is in charge of our devotional service. And when I was giving, one time I was giving a lecture to the Gurukul in Vrindavan, the students, young boys, on Radhastami. So the question came, did Radharani go to Gurukul? And I said, no, she learned in a different way. Bhagavatam explains how she learned in the second canto, 3rd chapter, last verse, that I offer my respectful obeisances to Shri Vyasadeva, incarnation of Vasudeva, who compiled the Vedic literature. Pure devotees drink up the nectarian transcendental knowledge dropping from the lotus-like mouth of the Lord. So Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says that Radharani and the different consorts of Krishna, they learn the finer arts of music, dance, dressing, and decorations by getting the nectar of the mouth of Krishna. Well, that's how they learn. They didn't go to Gurukul. And so it's a whole different process in the spiritual world. And how Radharani learned all these things was from the mouth of Krishna in a different way. Prabhupada in the purport says that, yes, one should try to understand the Vedic scriptures, the nectar transferred by the Lord to his consorts in the conjugal humor from the lotus-like mouth of Vyasadeva or Shukadeva. The pure devotees of the Lord can equally relish the nectar in the form of profound philosophical discourses and in the form of kissing with the Lord in the rasa dances. There is no mind distinction between the two. So, there we go. We are learning from Vyasadeva and Shukadeva and Prabhupada, actually, from their lotus mouths. About the origin was Radharani. All the nectar is coming from Krishna to Radharani, and then we get it. That's where we get Srimad Bhagavatam and all these books. That's the origin. Krishna to Radharani. So yesterday, or today was, you were telling about the pastime of Radharani being born blind. Now I heard a little more details on that, and it was that Narada Muni, when Radharani was born, Narada Muni heard about it. Were you going to tell that one? Okay, maybe I won't tell that one. I'll leave it for Navadwip. She can tell that one.
I couldn't say much, it was a morning else.
Yeah. So you have that part about Narada Muni. Okay. So Navadwip will tell us about how Radharani was born.
You can talk up to the point where you can talk how she was born, but don't talk about how she met Krishna.
Yeah, well, that was my thing. Anyway, I'll just mention one thing. It was the Annaprashan ceremony of Krishna. You didn't know that, right? Okay. Anyway. Yeah.
Annaprashan.
Huh?
What does that mean?
That means the first grains. That's all I'll mention. And you can get into all the details about that.
We try to organize things, but it's free for all.
Yeah, she already told about it. And I also gave one detail, but if you want to hear the whole story, hear it from Nagapati. Because I will tell some other things. Yeah, okay. So there's another verse. Devi Krishnamaya Prota Radhika Paradevata Saralakshmi Mai Sarakanti Samahini Para. Radharani is the counterpart of Lord Krishna. She is the central figure for all goddesses of fortune. She possesses all attractiveness to attract the all-attractive personality of Godhead. She is the internal potency of the Lord. So Krishnamaya is the name of Radharani, one who is within and without our Krishna. Or she's identical with Krishna, that's another meaning, because she embodies the mellows of love, and also it means wherever she goes, she sees Krishna, Krishnamaya. And she fulfills all the desires of Krishna. The name Radha comes from the root word aradhana, which means worship. So she excels everyone in worshiping Krishna, so she's called Radhika. Paramdevata, Queen of Bhakti. So, as we discussed in the previous class, a verse from the Gita, Mahatmanas Tumaparta, Daivam Prakriti Mashitaha. The great devotees, Mahatmas, take shelter of the Daiva Prakriti, who is Shrimati Radharani. So in Vrindavan, and that's why we chant Hare Krishna. We don't say just Krishna, Krishna, Krishna. We say Hare, and that's Radharani. Half the mantra is Radharani. Half is our mother. So Krishna's not alone. In Vrindavan, Jai Radhe, all the trees, Jai Radhe, Radharani's name, they take shelter of Radharani, because she will give us the intelligence how to take shelter of Krishna. And that's what it means to perform devotional service, to follow in the footsteps of Radharani. So devotees in Vrindavan, they put themselves under the care of Radharani. When I was in Calcutta, Pujari, Prabhupada was giving a lecture, and he said all this deity worship, this is under the direction of Shrimati Radharani. So here's some more names. Govinda Nandini Radha, Govinda Mohini, Govinda Sarvasya, Sarvakanta, Shiromani. She gives pleasure to Govinda, enchantress of Govinda, be-all and end-all of Govinda, and crest jewel of all his consorts. So Krishna has the name Madan Mohan. His beauty is so enchanting it defeats hundreds and thousands of Cupids. So Cupid is the one who makes people feel lust in this world and get attached to someone. So that's Cupid. So Krishna enchants Cupid. But he is enchanted by Radharani, so she's Madan Mohan Mohini. So in Vaikuntha, if you go to before Goloka, they want to see the Lord as the most beautiful. But in Gokula and Krishna Loka, they want to see Radharani as most beautiful. So when I was Pujari in Calcutta, I was instructed, Radharani has to be more beautiful than Krishna. And that's how it is in Goloka Vrindavan. So how did Krishna get that name? One time Cupid came to Krishna, asking for the benediction that he could bewilder him or his devotees. So Krishna said, yes, you can come to Rasa Leela. So many gopis will come, and many of them are newcomers. So when after this life, after this death, after you leave this body, you go to the place where Krishna is having his pastimes to perfect your service. So you learn from the others. And so Rasa Leela is the big dance of Krishna. And some of them are newcomers, so they could be bewildered by lust. So, so Krishna started to have second thoughts. Uh-oh, what happens if one of those newcomers gets bewildered by Cupid? And so then he told Radharani, I'm a little worried here. Cupid's coming. I need your help. So Radharani assured Krishna, don't worry, I'll take care of it. So Rasa Leela came, the night came with the dance. Cupid came with his arrows of sound, form, taste, touch, and smell. Krishna blew his flute, and all the gopis came. As they began to dance, Radharani expanded her Pladini Shakti and touched everyone's heart with pure bhakti. And she touched Cupid's heart too.
Wow.
So he became bewildered, dropped his bow, and developed attraction for the beauty of Krishna. Though he was defeated by Radharani. Yeah, so Krishna's Leela went on without disturbance from Cupid. So Prabhupada explained Radharani and the gopis, they're on the same status, but the gopis know Radharani is better than us. So their whole life is to take Radharani and join Radharani with Krishna, so Krishna is happy. So that is what's happening in the spiritual world. Go to Vrindavan. Let's see what else we have. Oh yeah. I'd like to talk about the Maha Mantra. Hare Krishna. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you. So Prabhupada in one of his first lectures, the Maha Mantra, he said these three words, Hara, Krishna, and Rama, are transcendental seeds of the Maha Mantra. The chanting is a spiritual call for the Lord and his energy to give protection to the conditioned soul. This chanting is exactly like genuine cry of a child for its mother's presence. Mother Hara helps the devotee achieve the Lord Father's grace. And the Lord reveals himself to the devotee who chants this mantra sincerely. That means crying for the mother. When we chant Hare Krishna, we're crying for our mother Radharani. And if she hears us, she'll take us and give us to Krishna. She will offer us to Krishna. And so this is chanting Hare Krishna mantra. And I would like to end with one story from Vrindavan. There's a place called Shiva Koti, where there's a temple of Lord Shiva, Rameshwar. And there's a small lake close to that temple. So 5,000 years ago, a jackal was drinking water from that lake. And jackals are not very respected in India, especially. We glorify the lion, we glorify the peacock, but not the jackal. The jackal is not a very favorite animal. A scrawny wild dog, very dangerous. It eats dead corpses. And so it was a she-jackal. And the children were not respecting this jackal, and they were laughing at it and running after it and beating it with sticks. And the jackal was crying and weeping in pain. And they kept beating, and the jackal rolled up on the ground and ran away. And somehow it found a hole, and it was hiding in the hole. And the children were starting a fire outside the hole to get the jackal out, so they could beat it. And just at that time, Radharani and her gopi friends happened to be walking for a little bit distance, and they saw this happening. And she felt compassion, and she told her friend Lolita, no one should be suffering like this. Go bring that person to me. So Lolita ran and saw the children, and she chased the children away, put out the fire, and reached in the hole with her hand and pulled out the jackal. So she brought the jackal to Srimati Radharani. The jackal bowed down at Radharani's feet, and Radha knelt and patted her on the head and accepted her as her own eternal servant. She gave the jackal the perfection of liberation, prema bhakti. So there's a symbolism of the story. The jackal represents the fallen conditioned soul in illusion, this material world. We're pure spirit, we're part of God, Satchidananda, but we're identifying with these jackal-like bodies, material identities. Very embarrassing. And the children are the threefold miseries of material existence: the body, mind, the nature, too much heat, cold, earthquakes, tsunamis, rain. And COVID is probably all three. Miseries caused by other living beings. It's probably all of the threefold miseries. So here we go. So the fire, the whole represents material existence, and the fire is the burning fire of material existence, which we are suffering, samsara davanami loka. And the jackal's cry is the humble calling out for the mercy of Radharani. And so, when we chant her holy name with sincerity, she will give us protection. So there's hope for everyone. We can take shelter of Srimati Radharani and by chanting of holy names. So there is a mark on her lotus feet, which is a sacrificial altar. She has many marks on her feet. Krishna has many marks on his feet. One of those marks is the sacrificial altar, and one of the meanings of that is that Krishna, the whole form of this universe is Krishna, universal form, and the offering is Radharani. So when we offer something, which is we take something of Krishna and offer it to Krishna, that's uniting Radha and Krishna on the sacrificial altar. So we chant the holy name, then we are uniting Radha and Krishna, so that's very pleasing to Krishna. So I'll stop here. If there's any questions or comments or additions to that, what I said. Maharaj, you have something?
No, I didn't have my hand up.
You didn't bring, okay. You're going to speak later.
I don't know, I was told to read something. I don't know if it's there or not.
Oh.
I try to do what I'm told, but
So you were servant of the servant of the servant.
I don't know. I was just told, pick something from here to read. I don't know if it's there.
Oh, okay, okay. All right. So no additions or subtractions, or you have any question? Because it's new to you.
Is the jackal depicted with Radharani in any art?
No, no. This is one of those stories you hear in Vrindavan. That you won't, who knows, maybe in Vrindavan you might find something. Yeah.
You brought the chanting, and that brings Radha and Krishna together?
Yeah.
Where is that? Is that in Bhagavatam or?
No, I have heard it, but I don't remember where I've heard it. I don't think it's in Bhagavatam. Because they don't get into Radha.
Bhagavatam only indirectly mentions it.
Yeah, it's very indirect. I mean, you find Radharani's name a lot, actually, in a lot of different cantos. I found it when I speak on different verses. There's a lot of Aradhana in there, a lot of Radha in there. But yeah, that's not really, But I have heard it, I can't remember where. I don't believe it is directly spoken in Srimad Bhagavatam. It would most probably be in the Vaishnava literature by the Goswamis, or commentaries, or something like that would be more in the commentaries.
Last year on Radhastami, by one of the speakers, I heard that Mahamantra kind of reveals the lila between Krishna and Radharani. Like it's Hare Krishna, they together, Hare Krishna, and then Hare Hare. So she's away, and then Krishna chasing her.
Yeah, there's many different interpretations of the Mahamantra, what the Hare Krishna means by different commentators. Prabhupada just gave us a very simple one, that please engage me in your service. That was Prabhupada's interpretation. But the different commentators, they interpret each one of the
It's
Hare
so
Krishna,
amazing
Hare
that
Krishna.
one thing has like so many meanings. So
Yeah, but we have heard from the acharyas that when there is a process of chanting that brings you to the lila. First you realize the form of Krishna. When you come to the level of nishta, I believe, or I can't remember. You remember, Maharaj? Is it taste or is it that you realize the form of Krishna? I can't remember exactly. Yeah, it's either. Yeah, ruchi, taste. You realize the form, and then at the next level, asakti, you realize the qualities, and then the next level, bhava, you realize the lila of Krishna. So it's a gradual progression to get to the lila. It's not like all of a sudden you're going to be in Vrindavan and see the lila. But you do, first thing is to realize Krishna's form is non-different from the holy name. And how Krishna and his name are non-different. And then the qualities, and then the lila is all revealed in the holy name.
And is that comes with the with taste, ruchi, taste?
Yeah,
and then
yeah,
form
with
comes
taste.
together?
Yeah.